So what are the differences between the Trezor Safe 5 and the newer Safe 7? Because there is a little bit of price difference and there are some solid upgrades to the newer device right here. So a lot of people have been wondering about this, so I thought I would make a video outlining the differences to help you figure out which one makes the most sense for you. And if you are an iPhone user, I highly recommend you watch to the end because there is something important there you need to know before you decide. If you like the content, make sure to leave me a like as that helps me out a lot. Alright, let's get into the video. Now, both of these wallets are from Trezor, so it means they are both fully open source, they support thousands of coins, and they work through the Trezor suite on your desktop on your PC or on your phone. So the foundation for both of these wallets are the same. But what you're paying extra for here on the Safe 7 are some solid upgrades on top of that. And let me go through some of the ones that matter, starting with the aesthetics before we go into security. The Safe 5 has a 3.9 centimeter colored touchscreen, or 1.54 inch. The Safe 7 has a 6.3 centimeter screen, or 2.5 inch colored touchscreen. That is 62% more screen. Having the bigger screen makes it easier to verify your transaction details before you're making a transaction, approving anything, or sending anything. But other than that, there isn't really any difference. The screen on the Safe 7 does however run at a 700 nit brightness, which makes it readable outdoors. If we go back to the Safe 5, the material the body is made of is supposed to be plastic, but it actually feels quite rigid, and it has a scratch-resistant protective glass on the front here called Gorilla Glass, and also an aluminium backplate. The Safe 7 takes it a bit further with a single solid piece of aluminium housing, no separate parts, so everything is aluminium, just one solid body, and it also got the same protective glass on both the front and the back. This wallet is also IP67 water and dust resistance, meaning you can drop it into water and it will survive that. The Safe 7 also has wireless charging built in, using a standard called QI2, which is the same wireless charging you find on modern smartphones. Another perk with the Safe 7 is that if the battery dies after some years of use, it will still work through the USB-C cable, so you can just connect it to your PC or to your mobile. The Safe 5 does however have one feature that the Safe 7 does not, and that is the micro SD card slot. You can use that to add an extra layer of security by binding the device to a secret stored on the card, meaning if someone tries to steal your Safe 5 device, they cannot unlock it without that specific card. So it's a clever feature on paper, but that being said, I've never heard of anyone actually using that, but it's a nice feature if you want to use it. Now let's move on to the security aspect. The Safe 5 has one secure element chip. It's the industry standard EAL6 Plus certification, which most modern wallets have these days. That is also the same chip certification used in biometric passports. The Safe 7, however, does have two secure element chips. It also has the standard EAL6 Plus chip, plus also something new called Tropic01. And Tropic01 is the first fully open and auditable secure element chip in any hardware wallet in the world. What auditable means in practice is that the chip design and all of its documentation are open for any security researcher in the world to examine and verify. With the Safe 5 and pretty much all other hardware wallets in the world using the EAL6 Plus chip, you are trusting the wallet company when they say the chip is secure. With the Safe 7, you can verify it yourself, or at least trust the thousands of security researchers can and do that. But for most users, it will not change their day-to-day experience using the Safe 7. But if you think deeply about trust and verification within this sector, the Tropic01 chip is a meaningful update to that. Another unique thing with the Safe 7 is that it's also the first hardware wallet with post-quantum cryptography built into it. Quantum computers cannot break crypto encryption today, that is not the concern right now, but the way the Safe 7 uses post-quantum cryptography is specifically for its firmware update process. What that means is that even if quantum computers become powerful enough in the future, nobody could trick the Safe 7 device into installing malicious firmware. Because the Safe 7 can receive quantum secure updates without you needing to buy a new device. So you're pretty much setting yourself up against the quantum computer threats out there. The Safe 5 does not have this, but so does neither any other hardware wallets in the world, except the Safe 7. Whether this feature matters or not depends on your time horizon you want to be holding your crypto. If you're planning to hold for another 10 or 20 years, this could be a feature worth thinking about. Now to the part iPhone users need to pay attention to. The Safe 5 is USB-C cable only, so every time you want to use it, you need to plug it in. The Safe 7 has Bluetooth on top of that, and in my experience the Safe 7 feels a lot smoother to connect. I have some connectivity issues when I try to use the Safe 5, I need to replug it, unplug it again, and then eventually it connects. With the Safe 7, the connection is always instant, so the connection stuff is a lot better with the newer device. But more importantly, if you're an iPhone user, the Safe 5 is basically a read-only on your phone. You can check your balance and receive crypto on iOS, but you cannot send anything, you cannot swap, you cannot set up the device, and you cannot manage it. To move your funds, you need to do that on the desktop program or on an Android phone. So that is a serious limitation for all the iPhone users in the world. The Safe 7, however, solves this completely, because the Bluetooth feature makes it fully compatible with iPhone and you get the full experience where you can do all of the features, sending and managing everything from the iPhone. Now, some people will ask whether Bluetooth is a security risk for these devices, and it's a fair question. But Trezor have physically separated the Bluetooth module from the secure element chips inside the Safe 7 device. So there is no way to access the chip that holds your private key through Bluetooth. Trezor also uses their own encrypted protocol on top of standard Bluetooth called Trezor Host Protocol, which encrypts every message between the wallet and your phone. And if you're still not comfortable with wireless, you can turn the Bluetooth feature off in the settings and use the Safe 7 as a cable-only device. So, which one of these wallets should you get? Well, if you're an iPhone user, you better get the Safe 7, because the Safe 5 does not really work with the iPhone. If you want the most verifiable security within the crypto space right now, the Safe 7 with its dual secure element chip and the Tropic 01 chip specifically is the best wallet there is for this purpose right now. The Safe 5 of course works very well, it's still a Trezor wallet and everything that comes with that, and it's also a little bit cheaper. But in my opinion, if you're a serious holder, the Safe 7 have a lot of great upgrades to it that are really meaningful and can actually help against future threats. Now, if this video helped you, consider helping me with a like, and if you want to see other hardware wallet videos just like this one, I will leave some of them right here.